Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're watching the recording of this later, I'm happy to have you here. Ooh, I was coughing earlier. As you can see, I still have my cold a little bit. And I'm just going to test everything out, make sure. Good. Looks like everything's working. Okay, so I borrowed and stole. I stole, borrowed from myself, so it's not really stealing, I guess, just figure speech. But I got the camera from my office and I did some testing, and I'm glad to say that it is definitely the expensive camera I bought that was giving me all these issues. Well, most of them. Some was human error. And this is definitely the culprit. I won't show you the name brand. I'll just be like, yep. So if you buy a camera sort of like this one, just make sure you look at all the reviews, not just the good ones. So, and it was really hard for me to give up on this camera because it meant I couldn't figure it out. But after doing some switching, it's definitely the camera and not me. So I had to go through that whole process because I thought, because I'm new to this, I must be doing something wrong. But ends up, I was not. And it's definitely the camera. So it's getting returned. I'm going to get my money back. And I have ordered another camera so I can put this one back in my office. And cross my fingers I don't have any problems with this one. I made sure to read the return policy and exchange policy because I'm a little shy now, right? Once you have a bad experience with something, you're a little more nervous about just jumping into it. Anyway, so we don't look orange today, or greenish orange. This is a true representation of the colors in my background and how pale I really am. But anyway, my name is Kelly. And welcome to Horizon Crochet. I just had to get that out there, you know. It just was made me feel better to realize and acknowledge the fact that I was struggling with this issue. And there's a fix on the horizon. Yay. I know, I'm corny. I'm cheesy. Anyway, if you're here or if you're watching this later, make sure you leave a comment. Say hi, let me know what you like, what you would rather see more of or less of. Let me know. I am a little goofy in my personality and I take pride in that, so I don't know if I could get rid of that. So if that's a request, it's probably not going to happen. Hi Kathleen, good morning. Yeah, it looks a lot better, but this is a temporary camera that I'm using now. As I was just saying, that I do have one ordered and it's going to be here in about a week. I thought it would be quicker, but it's very nice to not be using the Ronald McDonald, that's what I've been calling it, because it makes everything look orange, camera. And yeah, so let's crochet. I thought I was going to work on the worry worms this morning, but because I spent so much time interchanging that camera, putting it on a different computer, getting another computer, using it on this computer, and testing and all that stuff, I didn't get to review the pattern, and I want to be confident when I go ahead and do it on here. So I'm just going to work on my blankets some more. I did mention yesterday that I was running out of the succulent green color. It's kind of a sage green by Lion Brand Woolies. So I've ordered 2 more of those, and they should be here today. And I'm excited about that. So then I should be able to finish my blanket that I've been working on all this week by the end of tomorrow, I think. At the end of tomorrow's live is my goal. And then we'll move on to a different project and work on something different. But yeah, and Kathleen, I did get your email. Thank you so much. I'll email back to you once I either, it depends on if I need a tracking number or not, but when I send that out to you, I will let you know the day it's sent, so you're not waiting for it when it hasn't even been sent yet. I'll probably send it out on Monday, and I want to thank you. Yeah, so let's get started. And also, oh, I want to show you those colors again, because yesterday was not a true representation of that yarn I bought a couple of days ago. So let me show them to you one more time. Is that okay? You feel like seeing them again when you can actually see the real colors? Let me get them out. Because yesterday I was like, oh, I'm showing these colors, but I know it doesn't look right. So these are just the very common Lily Sugar and Creams, but see how much better those colors look compared to yesterday. And these were, I'm in Canada, everything costs more up here, a lot more. And I actually found these for $3.05 and Canadian, and that was a miracle. That was a really good price. So I don't normally buy these, but I think I mentioned yesterday, I want to make a soap sack, a part of a program that a different YouTube channel is doing. And I name drop them all the time. So sometimes I might not mention it, but just because I just love that channel. But they're doing soap sacks, and so I needed some cotton yarn, and I picked these up because I just love the colors. I'm really in love. If you can't tell, I painted this wall behind me grayish green, sage green color, and that's why I picked up this one. It looks kind of mint, but I just love it. So, and then I got this, and also if you look at the Horizon Crochet icon, these colors are different hues of the colors on the logo that I have. So there's those. Kathleen, I'm glad you got it. Autocorrect misspelled your name the first time, and yes, always love to see yarn. Yeah, I just love, and so this is similar colors, but see how different they look today on this camera versus the other one. It's got some of that green in it that I love, the peach, and then it's got some creams in it too. It's just so pretty, and I love the name. I have to look this brand up, Aurora. I've never had it before, but it feels soft, even though it's not. What is it made of? Acrylic and wool. 80% acrylic, 20% wool, and that's probably why I like it. That wool makes it not so itchy for me. And then this is the other one. I mean, look at these colors. You couldn't see these colors yesterday. I love the way they blend. I normally don't go for darker colors, but these are just so pretty, and how they blend. This is the most expensive yarn I've ever used, and I was telling my friend when we bought them, I'm going to actually use this yarn. I'm not going to let it just sit on my shelf and not get used. It's just too pretty, and that's something that I've tried to embrace lately, is when I get nicer things, don't be afraid to use them, because if they're just sitting on my shelf behind me, they're going to look pretty there, but they're just going to collect dust and nobody gets to enjoy them more, right? So that's a mission I have, but I absolutely loved this, and I don't normally pick up darker colors, but I'm trying to broaden my horizons. I keep saying it, and I'm not even meaning to. I need a drink of tea. Kathleen, what are you working on today? Are you still working? I think yesterday you were working on a possum. What are you working on this morning? Are you still working on that? Let me get my blanket out. Let's get this nasty camera out of my vision. I decided that even though I don't have the box for it anymore, I'm still going to return it. It's the principle. It's the principle of it. If they give me my money back, great. If they don't, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. This is the last live, you're going to hear me whine about it. Hey, Jabber Jen. Jen, I watched your Friends in Low Places video this morning, and it just got my morning off to such a great start. That was so great. Thank you for sharing that with us. I can't wait to hear more of your videos and more of your songs. If you need a request list, I will put one together for you. Just let me know what genre you usually like to sing, and I will put a whole list together for you. I like it so much. Kathleen, yes, still working on the possum. You know, Kathleen, this camera's still not great now that I look at the video going on, but it's much better than it was. Kathleen, would you like to be a very friendly, nice guinea pig? If yes, let me know. I want to try something out with somebody during the live. On my web page, I have, what am I trying to say? On my web page, I have a form you can fill out. It just asks for your name, your nickname, email, and you can attach what you're working on it, like a picture of it, and then I can put it on my web page. So you can't put it on the web page yourself, but I can put it on there for you, and then Jen and I could take a look at it and see what you're working on. I kind of put you on the spot during the live here, didn't I? Are you up for it? Let me know. If not, that's totally okay. I do realize I just totally put you on the spot. And here is, for Jen, since you're here, this is the blanket I'm working on. I know you see Barb work on blankets and stuff. This is the one that I'm making. It's to match my background here in my little area. I keep wanting to call it a studio, but it's not a studio. It's my finished basement. So, but this is what I'm working on. I think I'm going to be done in a day or two. It's just supposed to be a lap blanket, so not big enough to cover a bed or maybe put a throw on a sofa, but just a little blanket. Oh, Jen, you got a good point about the copyright. I didn't think about that. But you know, you could always go a cappella, you know, and just, you know, and not play the music. Pick songs you know well enough, maybe, that you could sing without the music. It'd be more challenging, though, wouldn't it? Kathleen, you're my girl. Oh, I love it. Let me get you the link to the web page. And I apologize for my sniffles and my coughs. I'm still feeling this, the remnants of my flu. Here is the link to the web page. And if you scroll down to the bottom of it, you're going to see a section called Projects from the Hook. And below there, there's a bunch of sample, like just stock photos there. But if you scroll down just a little bit more, there's a button that says Get Featured. And if you click on that, that's the form that you upload your picture to and your name. And this is the first time I've ever done this. So I'm really curious how it's going to work. I have done a test myself, but I haven't done it live when I'm a little more nervous, maybe. Let me know if you have any questions. This is fun to try this out. Yeah, Jen, I think you could totally, and you should make a playlist, you know, so when you do those songs that you're singing in, have a playlist so we can just play them, you know, turn them on when we're working from home or something like that. And then we can just play Jen in the background. That would be so much fun. Do you do Beach Boy requests? Do you like the Beach Boys, Jen? Thank you, Kathleen. Kathleen says she's going to go try. But it's Sunday morning. I am wearing just really comfy clothes. I was like, it's not a work day. I'm going to go downstairs, be comfy, be cozy, and just enjoy and decompress. Not that I'm decompressing from anything yet, but let's go ahead. And check this out. Let me pull up where the form is supposed to go when Kathleen fills it out, because that's on my side. Okay. Yeah, the Beach Boys did Kokomo. That's a great one. I love Barbara Ann. Wouldn't that be funny if you, oh my goodness, Jen, what if you sang Barbara Ann and dedicated it to Barb? I'm just full of crazy ideas, so don't feel like you have to do any of these. I just love the Beach Boys, and I wonder if they would be copyright free at this point because of how old those songs are. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud, and now I realize how old I'm making myself sound. And Kathleen, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll try and answer them. But this is a test for both of us. What did I say? Oh my goodness. I babbled about a lot of stuff. I was saying that, can you imagine if Beach Boys is no longer under copyright because of how old they are? I have no knowledge of that kind of stuff, so I might be talking about something that's not true. But I thought it was like 100 years or something like that. I don't think it's been 100 years yet since the Beach Boys, but I wonder if they would still have copyright on their songs and you could sing Barbara Ann for Barb. Just food for thought. Let me, sliding things here. Trying to move my mouse so it doesn't make so much noise every time I pick it up. All right, so let me get crocheting. Got goals. Got my hook, and I need cream color. This is Fisherman. Actually, it's not called cream. It's called Fisherman. Yeah. Isn't that a good idea? I just thought that was, I don't know. They call me the wizard at work, not because all my ideas are good, but because they're magical and it'll take magic to make them happen. But I'm always coming up with crazy ideas. That was interesting. I have no idea why it did that, Jen. You didn't upset me at all. Oh my goodness, what happened? That is not your fault, Jen. Let me check that out really quick, because that is not good. Nightbot. What do I have on? What settings set that off? I'm going to have to fix that. Abracadabra. Yes. Let me see. I'm going to have to figure that out, and I might have to do it afterwards. if I can't figure it out in the next 2 minutes, how do I... Oh. Okay. Okay. I think I found it, Jen. I think I fixed it. Will you do me a favor, Jen? I'm just asking you guys to be my guinea pigs all day today. Do you mind actually saying the same exact thing that you said before? And let's see if it happens again. I think I've turned off the setting that did all that nastiness to you. Yes, Kathleen, it woke up grumpy. I think when I set it up, like I said, learning about all this stuff, I noticed there were some settings that are on by default. And I think I turned them off. So Jen, go ahead and shout again. Jen, you can shout all you want. You have extra permissions. Let me start. And the new camera I purchased, I know you guys are so sick of hearing about this probably, has a wider view on it. So I don't have to crochet like this and hold it up here, because I won't lie, after the last couple of lives, my arms are a little sore. Isn't that pathetic? What did you, Thank you, Jen. Now let's see what Nightbot does. Hopefully it doesn't do anything, because that is perfect. That's such a nice message, too. Jen, I went for a walk yesterday with a friend. Didn't record it because I was with a friend and we were talking and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I was thinking of you and Barb, and I was like, I got to get out and start moving more. So you guys were my inspiration yesterday. Bring it over here. Oops. I'm having a hard time getting started this morning. You know how you get into a groove? I'm having a hard time getting in my groove. And it looks like Nightbot didn't get mad at you this time, Jen. Let me pull this up. Good. I'm glad that fixed it, because I need Jen to be able to shout out. All right, I need to focus on this for a second, because either me or the yarn are not awake yet. And I have been up since 6. Let's try this slowly. There we go. There we go. We're in our groove now. So Jen, what are your plans today? Kathleen, let me know if you run into any issues and how easy and how hard it is, because I can always make adjustments to it to make it a little easier. Tried to make it as basic as I could, and it won't pop up on the website as soon as you fill out the form. I have to approve it because I'm a one-woman show here, and I don't want anybody to be able to just post anything 24 hours a day on the website yet, until you know, baby steps. Jabber Jen, I'm still drinking my coffee. Hey, you can drink coffee all day long as far as I'm concerned. I know a certain someone in my family who drinks coffee all day, but they've got it available to them at work for free. So I don't blame them. I appreciate you guys coming in this morning. Jen, have you ever thought about learning crochet? Any interest at all? You don't have to. Don't feel like I'm saying you have to learn crochet. I'm just curious if you were ever interested in maybe learning how to do it. Or do you have another hobby that you're really into? It wasn't difficult at all for me. Just had to be nosy in the site. Oh, that's fine. You'd probably be the first person to really give it a good look over. A lot of the pictures on it are stock pictures right now, except for some of my personal projects. And I don't know about you, but sometimes when I do my projects, I take pictures. I don't always take picture quality like the past projects I've worked on. Like the background's super messy, or they're dark, or I just took a picture really quick to send to a friend, so they weren't like, I wasn't taking the pictures in mind of I'm going to put this on the internet for everybody to view. So there's not too much on it, but I'm excited to have you be the first person to post on it. The first time for everything, right? And let me see where this form, I don't know, you can't hear me. That's weird. Kathleen, can you hear me? Okay, Jen. You're playing with my heart, man, Jen. I think Kathleen heard me say this yesterday. I did a 2-hour live one day last week. The whole time my mic was muted. The whole time. I didn't know how to check and see. And it's embarrassing, but it's true stories. It's a true story. So, and people came in and nobody told me. They couldn't hear me for 2 hours. I was here babbling. I didn't save it. I deleted that live because it was so embarrassing. So when somebody says, I can't hear you, I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? So I'm not glad it was on your end, but I'm glad it was on your end. Move my stuff over. I keep moving it because my mouse keeps. Yeah, I always take pictures, and mine are the no fancy background or anything. Yeah, Kathleen, you know when you're not thinking you just take a quick picture and send it, right? So a lot of my pictures are not web page worthy of my past projects. Yeah, Kathleen, Jen said that you were testing my problem solving abilities. And I was on that. My heart went boom, like, oh, what happened now? I appreciate you ladies keeping me on my toes. Thank you. Yeah. Now I have to figure out where your form went, Kathleen, because I thought it was going to go to my email, but it doesn't look like it. So I'm going to have to check the back end, because you're the first person to send me one. I hate focusing on all this other tech stuff, but this is the beginning and we're trying. Let me check inside. Your tablet went wacko? Gotcha. Right. Where would the form have gone? Oh, there it is. Okay. Form submitted. Email. When you attached your picture to it, Kathleen, or did you attach a picture to it? I do see it. Got your email. What is that? Yeah, I see the form, but I don't see an attachment on it. So just when you have a chance, Kathleen, just let me know if you added an attachment. If not, that's no big deal. You've already helped me a lot. I'm just curious. Yes, it put a picture and it said it was submitted. Okay. I see your submission. I just see this is all part of learning this stuff. It's for submission, yes. Bizarre. Oh, there it is. Oh, I'm excited. Can you tell when I get excited? I'm like, oh. Image. Okay. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna put my project down for a second. Keyboard out here. Let me rename the file Kathleen and oops, where'd it go? do I... How do I appreciate your ladies' patience here. This part I haven't done before. There we go. No. I'm so sorry. Content design. Alright, I'm gonna have to do this when I'm off the live because I feel bad making you all wait. And then I'll send you an email, Kathleen, once it's been posted. So you know when it's on there. And I appreciate you and your patience. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. But I have an example. So thank you so much, Kathleen. That's amazing. I have something to work with now. I'm going to ask, Jabber Jen, I'm going to ask you something I asked Barb. Is your live on? Yes, my live is on. And you know, it's funny you said that, Jen, because I never understood why everybody would say to Barb, is your live on? Until I started to actually stream. And now I know why. Because I did the same thing. I was streaming, recording for like a half an hour. Like I said, it was a rough beginning. And when it hit me and it dawned on me why you guys kept saying to Barb, is your live on? And I got a little pop-up that I didn't just click out of. You ever get pop-ups and you just click out of them really quick? Like, oh, I don't need to pay attention to that. I totally did that. And it did pop up and it did tell me, make sure you turn your live on. And I didn't do it. So lesson learned. That was another live that got deleted, but not doing that anymore. So thank you, Jen. I appreciate you making sure that I was live, but I've actually set myself a little checklist of things to do to make sure I don't miss anything. Make sure my mic's on. Yeah. Make sure my live's on. Yeah. All that fun stuff. I thought you were going to ask me something really personal. All right. Let's get back to it. And I will figure out how to get Kathleen's picture on the web page as soon as I'm done live. Actually, I should look at it, though. I didn't even look at it. I just renamed it and didn't even look at it, Kathleen. Aw, that's so cute. Let me see if I can share my screen. That's another test. You guys are just awesome. Let's see if I do screen share. But I don't want to screen share that screen. I wanted to share a different screen. Or I wonder if my mic will still work when I do this. Let's try. Let's see what happens. Let me know if you guys can, ladies, guys, that's a New Jersey thing. I call everybody, hey guys. Let me know if you can see that. you guys can see that. Isn't that so cute? That's Kathleen's project that she's working on. All right, I'm going to take it off because I think you guys can actually see it. Now, how do I turn that off? Let me go back to this. And there we go. Well, that was fun. Let me get things back the way it's supposed to be. Yay! You guys did see it. That's great. Trying all the things. So many successes today. That's awesome. I needed them. You did it. Aw, is that a platypus? I haven't thought about platypuses in a long time. I think since like Sesame Street. Didn't they have a platypus on Sesame Street, I think? It is a platypus. Very nice. Kelly, you have an interesting setup. What are all the little buttons behind you, if you don't mind me asking? So on the little honeycomb, oh, it's over here. Got to get used to that camera angle. Those, Jen, those bottles. My yarn's tangled up. My blanket's getting so big at this point that if you're talking about those bottles in my little honeycomb shaped shelves there, those are watercolor inks. So I like to watercolor paint, although I've been much more into crochet lately since I've discovered it than my watercolor paints. But they are watercolor inks, and you can make lots of designs out of it, and it's very interesting. I started to dabble into it, and then I found crochet. So if you ask me about regular watercolor paints, I can answer a lot more questions. But the watercolor inks, I didn't have too much experience with until crochet came crashing into my life. And I fell in love with it. And then I never really picked it up too much after that. But it's there when I'm ready to. And the new camera I'm getting will actually have a wider angle and a deeper angle, so you can actually see what I'm working on, and I don't have to sit here like this. So I'm excited to get that, and you'll see a little bit more of the area. Jen, are you an early riser too? I know Kathleen and I are both up at the crack of dawn. What about you? Alright, I've already got a side done. I feel like I fell behind here a little bit. I usually get up at 6:30 or 7. Is that East Coast time? I don't know where you're located, Jen. You don't have to tell me. I'm just curious what time zone. Around the corner we go. What kind of things do you watercolor ink? I'm curious. I used to paint greeting cards. I used to make my own greeting cards, and I used to belong to a group, and we would exchange greeting cards to each other once a month. And I used to do that. I also always make my own Christmas cards with watercolor paint. And then also I do it just for the joy of doing it. I used to donate watercolor greeting cards to the hospital around like Valentine's Day, Easter, holidays. So I would save up the cards, like start months ahead of time, kind of like people do with their crochet projects. And that's the things that I would do with it. I used to like to paint birds and not super realistic watercolor paint. I'm not that good. I like I don't know. I'll have to show you some examples one day. I'll pull them out. I don't have them easily accessible right to me right now, but I'll pull some out one day and show you some examples. But again, just like crochet, a lot of us crochet and we give away our projects. I would give away my watercolor painting projects as well. Because after a while you do it, and you run out of space to store it all in, or it seems kind of pointless to hold on to them when you can share it with someone and hopefully make them smile. Jen, you're in Georgia. Georgia. I have a friend that lives not far out of Atlanta. Kathleen, yes, I'd like to see them. Oh, you're so sweet, Kathleen. Yeah, I just don't have them easily accessible right now. But I will for sure. Oh, I can't believe it's almost been an hour already. Jen, were you in Dustin's live? I popped in there. I always like listening to him. I learned so much from him. Actually look human today, this camera. I know I keep talking about it. I can't wait to get the permanent one. Jen says, I was out with the dogs and my phone was dead. Oh no! Dogs need to go out when dogs need to go out. I love dogs. How many dogs do you have, Jen? I have 2 dogs, a frog, and that's it. I had to pause because I used to have much more. Not necessarily on purpose, but that's just the way life worked out. I keep thinking about bringing them down here one day. I think they would, but they don't come down the stairs by themselves. It's like they're freaked out by the stairs. You have 2 dogs? Cool. Kathleen, do you have any pets? Maybe I'll bring them down tomorrow morning. I have to figure out a schedule that I'm going on my lives. I thought my schedule would be 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., but it's pretty lonely at those hours. We'll put it that way. And I just happen to be off until Wednesday off my day job. So I'm able to do live streams later. But once I go back to the day job on Wednesday, I need to figure out if I'm going to stream during my lunch hour, or am I still going to try and stream that early in the morning? I might do a mix of both. But trying to find your audience at 5 and 7 o'clock in the morning, which would be ideal for me, is a little more difficult. Kathleen, I don't have any pets right now, but I would love to. Oh, they're so special. But you know what? If you don't, that's okay too. My dogs are called Bandit, and he's a Chinese crested pom-pom. Ooh. And Molly, she's a dappled Chiweenie. What's a Chiweenie? Is that like a Chihuahua hot dog? Dog? What are they, Dash and Hell? I also have a Siamese cat. Siamese cats are so pretty. Do they have those bright blue eyes? Kathleen, if you were to get a pet, what would you get? Yes, a Chihuahua and a Dachshund Hound. That's so cute. A Chiweenie. That's funny. Mine are called Havachons. They're half Havanese, half Bichon. Their names are Pippin and Gidget. Pippin after Lord of the Rings, and Gidget after the 1950s movie with Sandra Dee. I just loved that movie growing up. My cat's name is Tiger. He's a lilac point Siamese. I have videos on my channel. I'll have to check them out. I would love to see them, Jen. Almost on another side here. Sorry you guys can't see, but that'll be fixed soon in a live or two once this camera gets here. I would love to have a Mancoon cat, but shudder at the thought of the size of that litter box. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Shorts, really? I have some, I mentioned this yesterday. I have some videos of that I want to turn into a short from when my friend and I went to some local yarn shops. And I recorded the inside of the shop, and I thought that would be a good way to give you a tour of some of the local shops in this area for my first shorts. I figure out that process. That's funny, capping the size of the litter box. Yes, that's the only thing I don't like about cats is the litter box. And it's not so much the litter box, but it's all the litter that gets spread around the house. That's the only thing that I don't like about cats. Adore cats. They're so cute and they have so much personality. But just because I've had cats. I've had lots of cats. Around the corner. Have you seen the Harry Potter movies? I have seen the first couple. I don't know that I really remember them, but I remember that three-headed dog. What was that called in the Harry Potter movies? It has a special name, doesn't it? That was my favorite part of all the movies. Sybaris. Am I saying that right? Hermione's cat was a Mancoon. How big do they get? I've seen some pictures of Mancoons, but they were always smaller, but I thought Mancoons got really big. In the movies, his name was Fluffy. He was, I imagine, Fluffy. Was Fluffy the dog or the Mancoon's name? Mancoons can be small or quite large. You'll have to figure out how to get a small one if you know in advance. Maybe if the parents of the cat are smaller, good chance it'd be smaller. Although nothing wrong with a big one. Fluffy was the dog. Gotcha. Jen says, no, sorry. Mr. Filch's cat, Mr. Norris, was a Mancoon. Gotcha. I think I remember that now. Because I remember, wasn't he kind of the caretaker of the property. Am I remembering that right? I'm much more of a Lord of the Rings fanatic than a Harry Potter fanatic. I have family members who read the book and the movies, and they just are diehard Harry Potter fans. And I think it's neat how Harry Potter fans get so invested in the stories. And that's how I feel about Lord of the Rings. And C.S. Lewis's line in Witch in the Wardrobe. I really like those movies too. I read those books when I was a kid. I was gifted them, I want to say when I was maybe 9 or 10, the whole series of C.S. Lewis's Lion, Witch in the Wardrobe series. I didn't read them at that point. It was a little advanced for me, but I did read them when I got older. And I think Harry Potter books being geared towards young adults, aren't they? I know lots of adults that enjoy them, but I think the category that Harry Potter books are young adults. I mean, it would have made easier reads than C.S. Lewis. I love the Harry Potter movies and Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Lord of the Rings really sucked me in. I like how they portray their women in that movie too, as, you know, I spent a Christmas one year watching Lord of the Rings all day. Now, kind of a weird thing to do on Christmas, but that was what I was into at that point. If you had to pick one movie series that you had to loop, Star Wars or Star Trek or Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, The Hunger Games, Divergent, if you had to pick one TV or movie series that you had to loop all the time, which one would you pick? Coming up, finishing another side here. I gotta tell you, doing these lives, whether they were successful lives or not, I've really made a lot of progress on this. Dedicating that time to work on these projects has always been a challenge for me, working about 45 hours a week. And then I have my YouTubers I like to watch. And then other life responsibilities that I have. I find it hard to sometimes schedule the crochet, sit down and focus on crochet time. And doing this has really helped me feel like I'm making, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm accomplishing something. Making more progress, faster, and better quality. Jen says that's a good question. Kathleen, I looped the Bones series. Bones. Is that mystery? like a TV show, if I remember right. Oh, wait, was Bones that guy who played Angel on Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Is that what that was? I could be totally wrong. Yeah, TV show. Gotcha. All right, one side to go. I don't know if I had to pick. I'd want to pick a show or movie that I've seen a little bit of, enough to know that I like it, but also something I haven't seen it all of. Maybe Grey's Anatomy? Maybe I'm trying to think of something that I've seen to know that I like it, but I haven't seen all of it. And I know there's like 20 years worth of Grey's Anatomy, so I would never run out of something new to watch, I think. Yeah, he was both in Bones. Yeah, okay, now I know who you're talking about. So what's your plans for today, ladies? Anything going on? You're going to hang out at home, relax, have plans? Weather's supposed to be really nice here today. So I plan to go for a walk, open up the windows and the doors, get some fresh air in here. We've been locked up all winter, and I need a good day to air the place out. I mean, it's not like it's stuffy or anything, but it feels good just to freshen up the air. I'm anxiously awaiting to see what Jen would watch. Yeah, Jen, what would you watch if you had to have something on loop constantly? Thank you for sending your picture in, Kathleen. I'm excited to play around with it and figure out how I upload it to the web page. Oh, she's thinking about it really hard, Kathleen. She can't make up her mind. Looks like she mentioned something and then took it back. Oh no. Finding a mistake. The conundrum. Do I frog it and go back? Or do I just act like it's not there? I put 4 double crochets instead of 3 double crochets into one of my clusters. So there's 4 here instead of 3. Oh, the dilemma. The dilemma. What do I do, Kathleen? It's almost done. We don't see it. Shh, it's not there. I've got other things I got to worry about. We're going to act like it's not there. We saw nothing. I wonder how many times I've done that and not even realized it. Not caught on to it. And I know some people, it would eat them alive to know there was a mistake, and they would have to frog it. I am going to look at my list of things to worry about, and I'm going to say I'm not going to worry about that. Let's see if I stress for other things. At least it's not. I would rather have too many stitches than not enough stitches, because if you don't have enough, like if I had done just 2 instead of 3, it kind of looks funny. It looks a little wonky. But 4 instead of 3, there's no gaps. It's just like it's extra love. That's what we'll call it from now on. When I add an extra stitch, it's called extra love. I put extra love into this blanket. Let's see. Today I'm going to head out. Oh, Looney Tunes. I'm all into the Looney Tunes. That's great. I used to love Bugs Bunny and the Roadrunner, the Wile E. Coyote. Those were my favorite. Jen says, today I'm going to hang out at home, do chores, and then later on I'm going to go see Super Mario Galaxy movie. Ooh, you should do a review. We might go see Hail Mary. I think that's the name of it, with Ryan Gosling. I keep hearing all these impressive things about it, and we haven't gone to see a movie in I don't know how long. So I don't know when. That's the thing. I sit there and I go, oh, I'm going to do this, and then I don't do it. So we'll see. I'll mention it to the family. Kathleen says, I love the Power Rangers. Watched it with my son, but Looney Tunes is the best. Yep. Jen said Looney Tunes. Kathleen, oh, absolutely. Mistakes like that are easy to bypass and add character. Exactly. We're adding character. I'm sure somebody would be like, oh, you should have gone back and frogged it. Yeah, maybe. But this is for me. Some people purposely put mistakes in their blankets, I've heard, to show that it's not machine made or it has a human touch aspect to it. All right. Got this much to go. Looking at how much I have left on this. I'm almost done with the skein. Do I have enough? I'm playing yarn chicken, Kathleen. Let's see if I can get away with that. Adding a knot. Tying 2 ends together. Kathleen, I'm curious. When you opened up the web page, did you open it up on a computer or your phone? Oh no, Kathleen. Is it? Is it? I still have some. I have another skein, but I was hoping to get to the end without having to create a knot. Oh well, could be worse. So let me go ahead and attach that. One of my biggest anxieties is playing yarn chicken. Yes, I agree. Luckily, it's not too much of a bummer as I have more, but I was really hoping to get to the end without having to throw a knot in. So let's go ahead and attach these. I have to pull out a couple of these stitches to get this done. Tie these, cut the ends. Snip, snap. I've got this pile going of all my fluffies. I'm gonna have to bring a container down here to hold them all. I opened the web page on my phone. Okay, so it was easy to fill out that form even on your phone then. That's good to know. All right, back on track. I knew I had asked them to put a layout for the phone, but I didn't know anybody who had opened it up on their phone yet, so that's great to know. And Jen, I asked a question earlier, maybe you didn't hear it when you were taking the dogs out, but if you're still there, have you ever taken interest in learning crochet? Does your mom do it or knit? Doesn't have to be a crochet. Do you have any kind of hobbies other than being the next American Idol? Jen, is the Super Mario Galaxy movie new? I believe it is. I think it's one of the newer movies that's out. Let's tie our ends in. Weave this in back and forth. Let's do that first. Now come through. Oh, I can't wait till this flu has fully left. It feels so much better, but there's still those stuffy nose and cough remnants. Words. Back and forth one more time, and then we'll get the other end. One done. Get in the hole. There it goes. Now we're just going to weave in this one, and then I think we're going to call it a morning. My goal is to be live an hour to 2 hours, and we're almost at an hour and a half. This one's a little tougher. There we go. There we go. And we're done. Not done, but done for today, or this morning, something like that. Alright, so I've got another color on there. It's coming. It's coming along. It's been fun. So I think looking at it, I'm trying to decide what color, Kathleen, do you think I should end it on? So I've got the 3 colors going. The primary color is the cream in the middle. But what color should I end it on? Should I end it with the color I started? That's what I'm leaning towards. But if I do that, that means I need to do 3 more rows around, which wouldn't be a big deal. Or do I end it with like a different color and change it up? What do you think? Can't wait till my camera angle's wider so I can show it better. Anyway, thank you all. I appreciate you being here this morning. Thank you so much, Jen, Kathleen. It's so fun, and I really enjoy this. I'm starting to enjoy it now that things are starting to come together, and I appreciate you ladies being here in support. Thank you so much. And Kathleen, after I play around with the website, I get that image added. I have done it once, but that's not enough time to be smooth about it, I guess. So I'm going to check that out. I'll send you an email when I get it uploaded so you can see what it looks like. I appreciate you being my guinea pig. Thank you so much. Jen, if you're still there, I hope I hear Barbara Ann soon. Kathleen, you have a wonderful day. You've inspired me to crochet a blanket in number 6 yarn. I love chunky yarn. I really struggle with the level 4 weight yarn, the thinner yarn, but it's something I'm working on a little bit here and there, but I wouldn't say I'm good enough at it yet to be worthy of it to be on a stream. So I usually end on the darkest color, not sure why. Okay, so the dark color is the next row for me. So when I work on that, I'll check it out afterwards and see what it looks like and what I like best. But I don't really have an attachment to which color, just whatever makes sense. So I appreciate the suggestion. And that's it. Thank you, ladies. If you're around tomorrow morning, I will see you then. We should be finishing up the blanket at that point. It'll be done. And then I want to try and make some of those worry worms. I think that'll be a fun little break. I want to do a big project, little project, big project, little project. Give myself a break. So, all right. Thank you so much for joining Horizon Crochet, and we'll be back tomorrow.